After airing on Adult Swim last week, Rick and Morty Season 7 is already well underway. It's time for the season's next big episode. Rick and Morty Season 7 began with a more episodic adventure that reintroduced viewers to Rick and his circle of buddies, who we haven't seen in action in a while, rather than a recap of what may be happening with Rick Prime. This is the direction that the second episode takes, presenting viewers with another episodic tale that highlights Rick and Jerry's continuing relationship. This time, however, things turn out very differently as Rick and Jerry begin the show with a body exchange that ultimately takes a far darker turn than any other science fiction, comedy, or other body swap story that viewers may have watched. It was a crazy beginning to an incredibly insightful look at Rick and Jerry's relationship dynamics and true feelings for one another. The events of The Jerk Trap, the second episode of Rick and Morty Season 7, are as follows. Jerry approaches Rick at the start of the episode to ask for assistance with a rake situation. Rick feels it is beneath him to assist, even though he believes Gene has taken his rake. When Jerry tells Rick that he is squandering such a brilliant intellect, Rick becomes so offended that he switches their thoughts to see what his body is truly capable of. However, Rick kills himself as soon as he wakes up in Jerry's body because the terror of it overwhelms him. In Rick's body, Jerry is injured by Rick's numerous medical devices and passes away. After the opening credits, Morty is apprehended by a mafia organization for selling crystals on their territory. Morty rolls with Rick, and since Rick's reputation gives him a clear run at anything he wants to do, the boss chooses to let him go. Rewinding to Rick and Jerry, it becomes clear that the garage reassembled them by rearranging various brain regions. This indicates that each of them possesses a mind within a body. After that, Rick gets a call from the mafia boss, and he and Jerry argue on how to answer it. Now that they are in both of their bodies, they must then figure out how to cooperate while still fighting over who is half Jerry. The mafia leader shifts from wanting to kiss Rick's butt to attempting to take him down while Rick and Jerry argue further. When a full-fledged gunfight starts, Morty is in danger. After realizing they have feelings for Morty, the two agree to cooperate in order to eliminate every alien present. Jerry is seen in the last scene riding on a Rick that has a con head implanted like a missile. After the mission, Rick and Jerry get even closer because they are no longer just Rick and Jerry. When more positive aspects of each other's characters emerge, such as discovering that Gene actually did steal Jerry's rake, the two become even closer. However, after realizing that they are happier this way, free from the actual Rick and Jerry holding them back, the two make the decision to go it alone, abandoning their earlier pledge to mend their minds. The mafia then begins to act after it is revealed that Rick and Jerry created a new criminal combo and started stealing crystals from goons while wearing Hawaiian shirts. The mafia boss, Chuxley, kidnaps Morty, Beth, and Summer as they attempt to track them down at one of their hotspots and demands a ransom from Rick and Jerry. After giving it some thought and realizing that their family was the ones who initiated the relationship out of love, Rick and Jerry make the decision to return and assist. It soon becomes clear that Rick and Jerry had another concept to combine their best traits to create a single mutant creature they would call Jericho. In addition to Rick's bodily devices and fighting prowess, Jericho also possesses psychic abilities. While things continue to be awkward for the rest of the family with Jericho, Chuxley, and the other mafia members pass away, Jericho says they're heading out shortly and that their two past selves were called Burger and Fries. Jericho gets ready to go, declaring that Rick and Jerry had passed away as they once were. Prior to him doing so, Gene comes clean and admits that he stole Jerry's rake in order to keep them in each other's lives. When Jericho's mind isn't changed and they're ready to go, Rick walks on a rake and reveals that a memory Rick was hidden in Jerry's head, knowing that they would have to undo everything in the end. Despite how close they were when their brains were one, Rick and Jerry are still fighting when they return, having learned nothing from their experience together. The scene after the credits shows us memory Rick, who was stuck in Jerry's head the entire time, trying to get out and even battling a memory Gene inside of Jerry.